has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up. It got shoved. Right?
All right, let's get into the topics for this week. Scrimmage, I believe, was last Saturday. Was it Saturday?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 1 week Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
So there's been some lots that I think Smith did a press conference, and you've kind of gotten little leaks from people who are tuned into the program and can get that information. I wrote down a lot of notes. I don't know if I'll get through all of them, but I guess let's start out with Trev. What caught your eye on what you've been hearing? What did you find interesting, concerning, hopeful?
I mean, I'll save the concerning part for later when we talk about concerns, but I'll say the one thing that really caught my eye was how much they were talking about how much those two running backs improved. Like we've been talking about all offseason. We haven't really heard much about what's going on there with Sheehan last week. That was one of the groups we pointed out that we don't really know what's going on, what we have. And we're a little concerned about, just what we had going on there and the fact that two guys that are in their second year in their program, two guys that were pretty good recruits in high school, but a little underrated for where they were. Injuries, different positions, playing out of position kind of played into that a couple times. So we don't really know what we have, but it was good to hear that those guys stepped up. And this offense, well, I mean, obviously it's a different offensive system than most MSU teams have had, but historically, when MSU is good, they have good running backs in the backfield.
Yeah, I think it's always nice to hear that someone is separating themselves. It's good to see two guys that at this point are homegrown stepping up. Mm-hmm. Not that I don't want Tal Tolliver to be good, but I think we had high hopes for Tulis and Frazier when they came in. The running game, I'm hoping to step up this year. It really should with the offensive line, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I think that was encouraging to me as well. Like it's just good to hear that someone's taking it. And you want those two guys to turn out to be good.
Especially
Nicky.
Smith's first class. Yeah, it was Smith's first recruiting class. Plus, you've been hearing all offseason about the wide receivers and not much about any other position group on offense. So it was good to hear something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicky, what caught your eye?
Obviously, as you were saying, the running backs situation, because it did really feel like every week there was someone new. But I also think I did see that Justin Dennison stood out. Seems like Martinez might – actually, I don't even know if you're supposed to talk about it, but I guess people aren't sure if Martinez will play in the first game due to a potential, just kind of strain or something. So it seems like Dennison is holding his own weight there. And they say that Jonathan Smith did say that the red zone execution was much better this week than last week, which, I mean, that was like the big thing last year. Really the past few years, it seems like. If we could just convert – God, even just not mess up half the time, we would have won probably 2 more games. So
yeah.
Generally, some very good stuff about the offense coming from there. Yeah.
Yep, sounded like it. I read the pod on the offense or the red zone as well. It sounded like the this scrimmage went to the offense, or the first scrimmage went to the defense. One thing I made note of is that from a couple things I've read and I've heard, it sounds like we may want to temper the expectations on the offensive line a bit. I think it's going to be, from what I'm hearing or what I read, it's improved, which is a nice step forward, but it's still not quite maybe where Smith and the other coaches would want it to be, or comparatively to their best O-lines at Oregon State. He did mention that, it's a work in progress. It sounds like Rammel's primarily at left tackle, and then you have Lepo, Moore, and Young on the right side, kind of mixing it up there. Maybe getting some reps at left tackle behind Rammel. And then were the other guys, Carter, Phillips, Johnson, Brocious in the mix for the guard spots. He said 8 to 9 guys between the two, to the first and second team, which is nice. I mean, that's depth I feel like we probably haven't had in a while. But it did sound like from just a couple of sources that I've read or listened to on podcasts that it may still be a work in progress. He also mentioned that the defense got after the pass rusher surprisingly to me. He said the defense got after the pass rusher pretty well, but they're still working on some. They're still looking for someone to stand out and emerge there. But they did create some pressure off the edge for some sacks, which I thought was encouraging because that's someone I really have circled as a concern. We talk about that later. Let me see here.
When I read that, I just thought I couldn't help thinking, is it defensive line improving or is it the offensive line?
Yeah, you never know.
That's one of those things.
Yep. It sounds like Smith was impressed with the depth at defensive tackle and linebacker. Sam Edwards, I guess, had a red zone interception. I've not heard that name before, but a name that I have heard.
He's been a special teams guy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Pretzloff had a couple tackles for losses, which is good to hear. I guess Aiden Childs had like a 50-yard touchdown run, I read. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I mean, I don't really know how that works when you're tackling the quarterback, but that's pretty sick.
Nobody touched him.
Yeah.
Couldn't grab his flags.
Nobody touched him. Hey, they weren't allowed to.
Yeah. And one huge positive, no new injuries.
Yeah. Also, Alessio Milivojevic.
Yeah.
Might want to learn the name. I probably butchered that completely, but
yeah, I think you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem pretty happy
QB
with
controversy.
So yeah. I mean, the way that Childs plays, it's not crazy to think he could miss a game. Not that I'm hoping for that, but I mean, if we have a solid backup, that's comforting at least.
Yeah.
Derek Simmons on the defensive line. Sounds like he is kind of forcing the coach's hand a little bit and going to find a way to have a role on this defense. I don't know if that's an every down kind of guy, but sounds like he's making some waves as well.
I saw Aiden West too. I believe he stood out as well. He said he made some plays, but. And sounds also, like every time they talk about the receiver, it's another person. Like, oh yeah, this guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Like this week it was. Is it Bullard or Ballard?
Bullard.
Yeah. I guess he had the most explosive touchdown catch according to Courtney Hawkins.
Wonder how they measure that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could have been a big play, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like Marsh and Kelly are kind of sharpied in at 1 and 2, and that third receiver spot really still open. McCray, Collier, Bullard. I haven't seen much of any of them to know. Like, I think the competition's good though, right? Like, I think people had high hopes for McCray, so if those other guys are pushing him, I think that's good to hear.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it seems like it was more those were going to be the big three: McCray, Kelly, and Marsh. And everyone just freaking out about Kelly all off season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like the other guys are way ahead of schedule. I mean, everyone who talks about it, the way they're talking about this receiver room is kind of how they talked about Kenneth Walker before the season. They're just like, this guy, like these guys are legit.
Yeah,
like, maybe I'm getting my hopes up for no reason, but like they cannot shut up about him. Even like every coach.
I mean. What's crazy about that is you look at the roster and, Alante Brown was our number 3 or 4 receiver the past couple of years. He's still on the team and nobody's mentioning him. That's how much better the receivers have gotten.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that's huge. I was listening to our friend Matt Sheehan, and he said that, and going back to Childs, from what he was hearing, Childs was confident and exciting. Obviously, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody, but no. I just think Childs is poised for such a breakout year. I like all signs, like second year as a starter. The playbook is more open now. There's more plays. He has way more weapons at receiver. The offensive line is
better.
Yeah. The coaching, he's got his coach that they brought over from Oregon State that seems to be working very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all signs just point to a breakout season for him. And I mean, I just can't wait. I just can't wait to watch. Like we just haven't had a quarterback that's been like electric like that. Maybe since I've been a Spartan fan. I mean, Connor Cook was great quarterback, but did not have the ability that Childs has.
Not a dual threat guy. He could run the ball if you needed him to, but he wasn't the guy that was when he was scrambling, he was looking to throw the ball. He wasn't looking to take off.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Did you guys hear anything about the cornerback spot? Sounds like Eaton.
Yeah, Eaton. I think Eaton and apparently one of the guys from Wisconsin, like Lafayette and Atulu, he's one of the edges. Apparently, like he's younger, but like the coaches are all saying like, yeah, he like has to play. Like we brought him in to develop, but he just has to play. So I don't know if that means a bad thing for the edges or if he's just really good.
Yeah, it's either all our edges suck or this guy's a beast.
Yeah, you never know until toe hits the leather. Yeah. Sounds like the second cornerback spot, Chance Rucker has a slight edge there. Velling, I did not realize was in a walking boot until
he's back.
They said he's going to be back for the first game, but
I thought they said he was out of the boot. Yeah,
he practiced a bit at the scrimmage, so he's working his way back.
Yeah, I saw that he would be. It's just what I read was that he'd be ready for week
That's another deep position, though. Should be
not overly concerning, but that's a guy I would just love to see get going. Like
get back to what he was at Oregon State.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him have a big season, go to the NFL. I mean, that's what we want. We want our guys.
Well, this is his last year, right?
Yeah.
So
got drafted really well though.
Like,
I want to see.
I got what you meant,
and not as the highlight reel for a really good QB like Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Let's see. Have we missed anything else? I think we covered all my stuff. You guys got anything else? Nick, you're deep on the message boards. I just been reading like MLive and Free Press.
Oh, I think they just basically. Oh, I guess if you guys want to talk about the one of the big takeaways from the scrimmage is kicking. Hey.
Yeah, that's what I avoided talking about. I was about to say.
Did I see that both kickers are injured?
Yeah, hey, why do we have two kickers who are injured?
Hey, we found Bryce Behringer in the dorms, so maybe it's not that big a deal.
There's got to be someone on campus that can kick a field goal with tens of thousands of people.
Go over to the soccer field. That's somebody on the soccer team.
Seriously, I mean, that's a really scary thought. I mean, especially a team that was not good in the red zone and not good on fourth down. It's a triple whammy.
Jonathan Kim was one of our biggest weapons the past couple of years.
Literally.
Now we might not be able to make an extra point.
That's scary.
The guy we have kicking right now was a backup at Davenport.
Nice.
And I don't think he ever played.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
But he's probably pretty good.
Pull up the kickers here. Yeah. Blake Sislow is the current kicker. That's the only one that's not injured.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Connington, one of the hurt kickers, was supposed to be one of like the best kickers in the country when we recruited him or whatever. But
yeah,
we've seen that one before.
You will wait and see on that.
Does not work out often.
Sounds like sweaty palms.
Sounds like Jack Stone.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah. Anything else in the scrimmage?
We pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I heard I was listening to Graham Couch today, and he had a sit down with John Smith that he's gonna write have a column come out tomorrow. I'll be pretty interested to see how that goes, or how that reads. I think Graham Couch is a great writer. I think he's does a very nice job.